Hello viewers, this is Light Up TV, your best TV, and we are here with your favorite host, Brilliant Nathan. Very shortly, we are going to have one of our distinguished brother, all the way from Eastern Obolo, to come dilute and talk more about politics. Stay tuned while we go for the break and come back shortly. Thank you. Hello viewers, we are back again. Thank you for staying tuned. We are back from the break. Just like I earlier said that we are going to be having one of our distinguished brother all the way from Eastern Obolo to come give us more information about the politics of today. On the show, we have a very handsome brother. So I would like to know you.
Thank you very much. My name is Samuel Gogo Adasi. I am the president of Korete Youth Council and the chairman Eastern Obolo Forum of Village Youth Presidents. Despite the fact that I'm a youth activist, I'm still a politician.
Okay, sir, we are looking at the show today, talk politics. So what are your views about the politics of Akwa Ibom State now?
The politics of Akwa Ibom State, this particular time is going to be one of the most competitive because we are having for the first time a situation where more than one party is in charge. Unlike what we used to have before, where you have just one party and the opposition party will be somehow very weak. So the politics of today in Akwa Ibom State has gone to where the citizens are beginning to know their rights. Some persons who have been aggrieved are beginning to read more, ask more questions, and want to know what should be their right and want to know what the government is supposed to do for them. So all this is going to boil down to the polls next year. So our party, People's Democratic Party, because I remain a member of the People's Democratic Party, despite the fact that people are moving to other parties, as a person, I'm not going to move, but I will stay in this party and demand for equity and justice.
Okay, sir, considering your best as a party, what do you think has actually given your party this difference among other parties?
It is stability and consistency. Because if you check down the line, PDP came into power since 1999. From 1999, PDP has been very consistent. If we talk about Akwa Ibom State and the South, PDP has been very consistent in the kind of leaders they produce, how they manage the resources, and how they are able to carry the people along. But along the line, it started falling off. And that's why some of us are asking so much questions, because as the day goes by, we realize that most of the things we think are actually not us, are what rightfully belong to us. And those things are not coming to us. I talk as someone who is from the River Rhine. I'm from the River, I'm from Eastern Obolo. We are the minority in Akwa Ibom State. But I know what we contribute in terms of oil and gas. Akwa Ibom State is an oil-producing state now, courtesy of what you get from Eastern Obolo, Ibono, and other oil-producing local government. But if you want to check what the state give back to these local government areas that make them oil-producing states, you will get angry. Because for instance, in the past few weeks, we've had revelations from Governor Nyesom Wike about the 13% derivation fund that was released by President Buhari. These are funds that were hanging right from even when we had a president who is from the Niger Delta, Goodluck Jonathan. He didn't release these funds. So according to Governor Wike, he wants us to thank President Buhari for releasing the funds. Okay, the problem there is these funds has been released, and according to the Constitution, the 13% derivation fund was supposed to go to the development and interventions in the oil-producing local government, the host communities. But if you go to the host communities, you will be shocked to find out that none of the host communities of oil-producing local government in Akwa Ibom State that you will find a portable drinking water. If you doubt, you can come to my village. You can go down to other oil-producing communities. You will not see a portable drinking water. Should I talk about roads? You cannot find it. There is no roads. What electricity? They don't have. In fact, there is no social amenities at all in the oil producing local government, host communities.
But sir, you say you belong to the People's Democratic Party and you actually claim them to be the best party so far in the region of Akwa Ibom State. And considering your lines of stories about your predicaments from your end of view about where you are from, so why then are you still convinced and why then are you still saying that your party happens to be the best? Don't you think that if other parties like YPP, the Accord Party, and other related parties come into play, don't you think they will also perform properly? Or don't you think they will look into your side?
All other parties are offshoots of PDP. They all came from the People's Democratic Party. So we are very sure that most of them left the party because of one grievances or another. And if you want a tangible development, a tangible change to come to us, is going to come from the PDP, because PDP has been the only party that you can find sincerity and consistency a bit in it. Every other party is not what rely on. You can remember what APC planned and promised Nigerians in 2014. There is nothing they did not promise us. From insecurity, economy, everything. But what is happening now? How much is one cup of garri? How much is fuel? How about insecurity? So our party, PDP, is the only party that we can bank on. So that's why we want to hold them accountable. Yes, we feel our party is derailing. So we want to hold them, call them together, and we believe that if we continue to tell them the truth and ask certain questions, they are going to sit up and do the right thing.
Okay, sir, as an Akwa Ibomite, do you think the incumbent governor of this beautiful state has done so very well in your aspects, like from your area?
The Governor Udom Emmanuel,
yes,
he started on a very bright note, but on the perspective of an Eastern Obolo man, I am not afraid to say this. The governor has not done well for Eastern Obolo people. Yes, he's our governor from the states and in the party, but he has not done well for Eastern Obolo people. For instance, the only major road that we wanted in Eastern Obolo, we Eastern Obolo people wanted it to be constructed, is Amadaka Ilile, Okorite Amadaka Ilile Kampa Road. I can still remember that road was flagged off on the day the governor came for campaign rally on his second term campaign rally. I can still remember. That was the day the road was flagged off, and everyone was happy, very happy, because that was the first time a governor from Akwa Ibom State gone to that extent. Every other governors were just promising. So we were happy, and we supported Udom Emmanuel's re-election to the fullest. If you check the statistics of votes in Akwa Ibom State, you will believe with me that we gave one of the highest. Yes, in Eastern Obolo we have about 15,000. As at then, we had about 15,000
voters.
Yes, about 15,000 voters, and we gave the governor about 10. The APC got like 2. So if you check the statistics with places that had 87,000, 50,000, and you check the statistics, you will believe with me that if you check the margin 10 to 2, it's not an easy feat.
So I would like to put it through to you. Don't you think the challenge and the problems is actually from your representative, from your side? Or do you think the major problem is from the governor himself or your leaders?
The major problem is not from our representative, though I am not going to exonerate them completely. But as a youth president, it means I have been a leader at a certain stage. So I understand the capacity of the leader, the capacity, what a leader can do, and what his subordinates, his supporters can also do. First, the executive governor of the state is the one that appoints, is the one that nominates. We all know how politics is run here. For instance, the formation of the executive council, the commissioners and special advisors, you cannot tell me that you are going to put the blame on our representatives, because it is the governor himself that does these things. Though he will get nominations from people, but he will approve and say, okay, this is the names, the list I am sending to the House of Assembly. Because you cannot tell me that our representatives were the ones blocking us from 2015 till date. This is the first time that an administration in Akwa Ibom State will not appoint one person in Eastern Obolo, either as a commissioner or a special advisor in the State Executive Council. And there is no how you can put that on our representative. I will not allow that.
Okay, considering the level of the representative of your end, we have the Federal House representative to be Right Honorable Francis Udom. So, sir, from your aspect of view, do you think ever since he stepped into office, do you think his reign has been enjoyable, or do you think his reign has been pathetic to the people of Eastern Obolo and the federal constituency at large?
Honorable Francis Charles Udom he has been the Messiah. I am not talking because I am one of his prodigies, but you can confirm from the communities too. He has been the Messiah. He's the one that brought the change to the federal constituency. Before he came on board, we didn't know anything as empowerment from the National Assembly. We didn't have all those things. But when he came on board, because there is one thing he has always been doing, right from when he was a local government chairman. When he came on board, the first thing he will do is to tell you that there is money, there is resources in his office to handle the people's need. So when he came in, he started showing those things. He was constructing projects from educational aspect, healthcare, and he was empowering, and he's still empowering people. The time now is very short, so I cannot really give you out all the projects he has done, but I am very sure he has constructed a story building at the Methodist Secondary School here in Ete. A story building, classroom work from ground, not a renovation, fresh construction. He has renovated, you can still remember, secondary school upstairs, secondary school block at Ukam. He built many school blocks and other life-touching projects. As for empowerment, he has been Mr. Empowerment to us, not just in Eastern Obolo, Ikorobasi and Ipareni.
Okay, that's a nice one. Okay, sir, I would like to also put this through still on the show for today. Considering the candidates for the People's Democratic Party, do you see these candidates accessible? Do you see these candidates good enough? Do you see these candidates fit enough for these different offices?
Are you talking about
all the candidates for the PDP? Yeah.
Wow, like seriously, that's a question I've been wanting to avoid. Yes, because as a person, and a member of the People's Democratic Party, I don't want to condemn any of our candidates currently. But to be very sincere with you, I don't have any candidates. This is the first time that we're going in an election, and I don't have any candidates I'm supporting. Seriously.
So
I don't want to talk about their capabilities.
From your aspect of view, you are trying to tell us that you've not seen any atom of capacity in them.
I'm talking from the perspective of a party man. Yes, I don't want to run any of them down.
Okay.
Yes, though I have my limitations, and when I say I don't have any candidates, it means I'm not very happy with the party, the outcome of the primaries, the processes that led to the primaries, everything. I'm one of the aggrieved member of this party. Yeah, I'm one of the aggrieved member of this party, so I don't want to talk about them.
Okay. Seriously. Okay, so centered on the road. Is the road on construction or is yet to be looked at?
Okay, the Amada Kelly Lekampa Road, the construction is actually ongoing. Yes, with all amount of sincerity. The road was awarded in 2015 to Niger Page Structures, and they were mobilized according to the Commissioner for Works. But at some point, they abandoned the route prior to the coronavirus era.
Challenge.
Yes, I remember. They abandoned the road, and due to our push, and they came back to work for some time, abandoned. They have abandoned the road like 3 times now. But they are actually working now. They are actually working. But if you check the level of work and you compare it with the time that this particular governor, this current governor has, you will agree with me that the road will not be completed because they are still on drainage. They are still on drainage. They have not completed the drainage of the both sides of the road. And if you want to talk about the main earthwork itself, with the terrain, with the kind of terrain that we have in Eastern Obolo, you have to excavate and remove the soil first, then fill it with sharp sand. So that's what the company has been doing. But if you check the length at which they have done that, it's not up to 1 kilometer, while the road is about 8 kilometers, and they were supposed to sand, excavate, and fill about 5 kilometers. Not very certain, but about 5 kilometers. So if they are not done that up to 1 kilometer, then you check the time frame from now till May next year. Are you sure they can finish the road for the governor to commission? So it's a problem.
Okay, sir, that's a very good one. So, sir, as a party man, haven't been a member of the People's Democratic Party for years. Sir, of what percentage of score will you like to give to the governor of the state?
The governor of the state, I'll still rate him from the perspective of a minority, someone who has been marginalized. Yes, we have been marginalized. If we have the time to talk about how Akwa Ibom State government, successive Akwa Ibom State government from Obom Victor Atta, Godswill Akpabio to Udom Emmanuel, if we want to talk about how the governments have marginalized Eastern Obolo people, you will cry for us. You can imagine just this week, like about 2 days ago, the governor submitted names of members of boards and commissions, and no Eastern Obolo person was released. This is not the first time. We have PAMSECs, names of permanent secretaries. Many times throughout his administration, we've only had one person, just one person as a permanent secretary. And that one person, if I want to talk like a very local person, the one person actually married from Eastern Obolo. She's not actually from Eastern Obolo by birth. So who knows if she was given she was given through her birth origin, not
Through marriage.
You understand? So. Yeah. Governor Udom Emmanuel, his administration has actually dealt with Eastern Obolo people. I can say that anyway. We've not had any commissioner from 2015 till now. We've not had any permanent secretary. We've only had 3 board members, and not in all those relevant boards. You can know what that means. Apart from that road that they are delaying, we don't have any tangible projects. But if you want to compare what we have contributed to the state, so I will, since he's a party man, I'll give him 5 over 10.
You give him 5 over 10. Okay, 5 over 10 is the pass mark.
5 over 10.
Okay, kudos to the executive governor of Akwa Ibom State. He has been rated by an indigene of Eastern Obolo with 5 over 10, considering what he has done within the state and yet to do in their land and community. All right, thank you very much, sir. Lastly, in 1 minute, what would you like to say to the voters? Voters in general. Do you want us to vote your party? Do you want us... What exactly do you want the voters to do? In 1 minute.
I want the voters to vote their conscience. Vote for candidates you feel they can take you out of the current condition you feel you are now. There is so much suffering in the land, so there is no way to ask the voters to do all those crowd voting. No, Gone are the days where you used to say 5/5 from presidency to this. No, that time has passed. Most of the candidates, they don't have anything to tell us. You should be able to bring your blueprint. This is what I want to do. Then we can say, okay, vote this particular person, vote this one. So I will ask the voters to check the candidates, vote for who you think it is credible, and this person can actually effect the change that we want.
That's a nice one. Thank you very much, sir. It was very fun and very interesting having you on the stage. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is still the best TV, Light Up TV, and your host, Brilliant Nathan. Please do well to like our page and also follow us on all our social medias. Thank you. We love you.